But you're going to hear this, but pornography, men have never had this level of sexuality. I've said it myself, 10-year-old boys can get like 4K streaming hardcore pornography that has never in the history of mankind been available. And what's that doing? It's reprogramming their brains. Okay, we can have that conversation, but not until we start talking about how women need attention and get that affirmation that they could only get from very small tribal groups throughout history, throughout human history. They could get the same level of, like when I talk about unlimited access to unlimited sexuality for guys, they have unlimited access to unlimited attention online, unlimited ego inflation online, especially in a gynocentric social order that reinforces that and just pumps and pumps and pumps and pumps and pumps that up. Yes, that is absolutely true. And it's true for the same reason why pornography is free streaming ubiquitous online right now. Attention is the coin of the realm in girl world, and it's never been easier to get cheap, easy attention right now. So yes, it is. That's why they see themselves as above that. You want to know why a good podcast is where we hold women accountable and we say, you think you need a high value man? You're average at best. I'm average at best. I can't believe it. Yeah, because they're finally being told for the first time objectively that they are not 2 to 4 times higher in SMV than they believed probably for a good 10 years. You want to talk about like breaking ego investment? You have blue pill for women. That's a slap. That's a hard slap in the face. I guess I'll die alone. Yeah. Statistically, you will. Maxi Michael, once again, boy, you are on fire today. Then how do we guys overcome gals' inflated sense of self as they insist on open relationships, behaviors, beliefs? They have valuable options versus endless dick pump and dump. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Now we know where you're coming from. Okay. It's all hopeless. They can just get laid anytime that they want to. What's the point? Right. Okay. And let's keep going because I know you got some other stuff in here. And then okay. So how do we do it? Well, you decide whether it's worth your time. First of all, that's the first thing. Okay. Oh, he's going black pill. No, not going black pill. I'm just saying you need to assess whether or not that's something you want to be involved in. Now, let's just say, oh, okay, it's good. I do want to. Okay, well then how can you maximize, the game. What can you use? What can you use about what you know about the game to leverage to your best advantage in that game? You can complain about it, which is what most guys do. Or you can say, you know what? I'm not going to wish it was easier. I'm going to wish I was better. And I'm going to make myself better. I'm going to be able, I know the game. I know all this stuff, and I'm going to play this game better. How do I play that game better? That's not worth it. Okay, fine. You're out of the game. Now, if you want to still stay in the game, how are you going to do that? Well, get to the gym. Number 1, learn game. Number 2, make some money. Number 3, understand women's innate natures. Number 4. I mean, you can go on down the list. All right. They insist on an open relationship. You say, thanks, but no thanks. I'm on to the next. Remember, high value men are more rare than average women. You hear that all. I'm not the first one to say that. There's lots of guys that are saying that right now. Hell, I think it's I forget. I think Fresh and Myron are finally using the calculator, the women's like crazy expectations calculator. Like what if you want a guy who's like 6 foot tall and he's got to have 6-pack abs and he's got to make this amount of money and he's got to be, this ethnicity. He's got to like, there's all these there's a full up calculator. Aaron Clary sent me the link, and I know that Myron and Fresh have been using it on their show. And it's funny as hell when they use it, but when you look at the expectations that women want, that they're completely unrealistic. And yes, I'm going to do a full show on that, because I think a lot of people think that, well, women are right to have high expectations. Yeah, but there's still a level of tolerance for understanding what it is that they are entitled to and what it is that they can actually afford to get. And we never want to crush the little girl's spirit. And I know I have a daughter. I would not want to do that either. I understand the impetus behind that, but yet I still have to balance that with telling my daughter the truth. And I don't care if she's 5 years old or she's, 35 years old. You owe it. If you're a parent, if you're the father of a daughter, you owe it to her to tell her the fucking truth. To be right, and as bluntly as I can put that, you have an obligation to tell her the truth, because she will be at a severe disadvantage if you don't. And he's being judgmental. Throw that out the window. There's no such thing as judgmentalism anymore. not in the 21st century, not in 2021 or beyond. There's no such thing. In fact, you are putting yourself and her at a disadvantage by playing along with this bullshit. So that's number one. So always, if you're going to be no tolerance, zero tolerance, if you're going to come here and tell me that you don't think it's worth it. Okay, well, great. You don't think it's worth it. But if you're going to tell me that you're going to play the game, or the reason why you're not playing the game is because you don't think that you're ever going to be able to play it to a level that it will make it worth it, then we got a problem. Then we have to sort of like sort things out. Because if you say, oh, she's just going to want an open relationship and she has options. Well, yeah, but hypergamy is not a straitjacket. She will not have those options. For the options that a woman has at 23 will not be the same options she has at 33, at 43, at 53. You can use Jada here as an example. I meant to say that too, by the way. Too many guys are using Jada as an example of every chick. Every woman was like, every chick is like her. See, here it is, black and white. No, she is in a very elite class of woman right now because she got picked up at 22 by Will fucking Smith. That's why. So don't use her as your example because that's the apex fallacy that you are now using. Don't do it. Now, is all women like this? No, of course not. But by order of degree, you can say, well, women's concept of love is opportunistic. Great. You know that. How are you going to make that work for you? Well, I'm not. Okay, fine. Don't use it. But if you are, how can you leverage that to your advantage? That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Mexi. Chateau Artiste. Rolo, is the redevelopment phase for women a historical trait? Because in the old days, men would die off by 50 or 60. Yes and no. Depends on the demographic of men, by the way, and it depends on the ethnicity, and it depends on the time. And there's a lot that goes along into that as well.